In this video, I'll explain how to do multiple operations. So the first thing I'm going to do is import my drawing. And I've drawn a square with a circle inside of it. Scaling's in inches, drawing positions the bottom left of the material. Okay, so this is my square with my circle in it. Okay, first thing we want to do is put the circle on a separate layer from the square. So we're going to click this Edit Contours tool. And notice when I hover over a vector, it actually turns white. Okay, so I'm going to put this circle on its own layer. So when I hover over the circle, it will turn white. I will now right click on the circle, move to layer, and I will create a new layer. You can name the layer whatever you want. I'm going to name it circle. Okay, now the circle is on its own layer and the square is on the default layer. So now I'll select operation and I will select my circle layer. The order in which you do the operations is the order it's going to cut, which I'll explain in a minute. So I'm going to do my circle contour method for the circle. I'm going to do an inside offset. I'm going to select the tool that I want to use, cutting 1/4 inch material, so I'm going to select my 1/4 inch tool. I'm going to actually deselect the reverse cut direction. Lead in's 1/4 inch, lead out's a 1/4 inch, that's fine. I normally use a lead in, an arc lead in of a 1/4 inch and an arc lead out of a 1/4 inch on just about everything I'm doing, unless what I'm doing is smaller than a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to click OK, and now you can see the toolpath is wrote for the circle, not for the square. So now we'll write the toolpath for the square. So we're going to go back to our operations tool. We will select our layer 1, which the square was put on a default layer, which was layer 1. Contour method, I'm going to do an outside offset. My tool has already been selected. I'm going to reverse my cut direction. And once again, I'm going to do the same lead in and lead out. And now you can see that if we look close here, the toolpath, I did an outside offset for the square. So this white line here is the actual square itself, and you can see that the green line is actually outside of the square. Okay, and the circle, you can actually see here, this white line is the circle and the green line is the toolpath, and you notice that it is on the inside because I did an inside offset on the circle and an outside offset on the square. So now you notice here you have the circle as an inside offset, layer 1 is an outside offset. You notice the order. The circle is above the square, which means that in mock, the circle is going to be cut first and then the square. Now if we messed up and did these backwards and we wanted to change it to where the square was cut out first and then the circle was cut out second, you just simply left click on this, hold it down, and move it up. Now your circle will be cut second and your square will be cut first. But obviously if we cut our square first, then our square is just going to fall through and we would not be able to cut our circle out because all of this material would actually be removed. So we'll switch that back. And now that we have those toolpaths written, we'll go to our post processor. We'll save that as a TAP file. We're not getting any warnings, any errors or anything, so we're good. We're going to click OK. And now we have the G code for our circle and square.